Welcome back to another episode of Seat Time.
We're back.
Yes, long time no see.
It's been about a week.
If this is your first time watching, my name is Elvis, and this is
Marcus.
from Roads Untraveled, and I'm the Golden Drive on YouTube. So you should check out our other channels if you're interested in seeing content.
Listen to this first.
What's up?
Stick around.
Oh, stick
you
around.
told them to leave. Do that.
No.
But do this
Do that
first.
later. We'll do this first. Yes. And on our previous episode, this microphone handle is kind of
Loop.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just be
deal with
adjusting it. But on the previous episode, we had an amazing guy talk about Adam
Adam Blender from
RX-3.
Van City Audi. That was a fully Audi episode.
Yeah.
Super nerdy. We're going to have him back too because there was a lot we didn't cover. And luckily Adam's local, so we will get super nerdy. If you guys have questions, we're going to answer them.
Yes, and if you don't know, again, go watch the episode. But he has 1,000 horsepower RS3.
Yeah, 1100 at the wheels.
Goodness.
We'll see it run tomorrow at the drag strip for the final time, at least with him behind the wheel.
Yes, if I can, I really hope I can squeeze to bring the kids just to show them what a fast car is or looks like. You know?
Bring earplugs.
Yes,
It's for
loud.
you too, but
Yeah.
for them
Yep.
especially.
Trying to raise car enthusiasts here. They don't have a choice. They have to love cars.
They will. They will. This episode is a special episode. It's just you and I here, no guests. What are we going to talk about today?
Actually, don't know.
Engine
swaps. Wait a second. I don't remember what we said we were going to talk about. But
Well, the reason that I kind of thought about this, one was because I recently drove two vehicles with engine swaps. And we've driven a couple of vehicles with very specific engine swaps together.
Yes.
So yeah, and you're doing an engine swap in your car.
Yeah.
You know,
That's never going to be done. So
Yeah.
that's how it goes with engine swaps. It's like the last 10% takes the most time. It's very annoying.
Right, chasing gremlins
Yeah.
here and there.
I'm not even there yet, but I just know it's going to suck. So
That's why you're taking your sweet time.
Yes. But engine swaps. So if you don't know what an engine swap is, in case you're watching this and you're like, I don't know how you got here, and you don't know what an engine swap is, but essentially it's when you take one engine that might be from the same brand or a different brand entirely and put in a different car or a different platform because maybe you might like the power or the sound or
There's so many reasons.
so many reasons.
I feel like you just got a lot of maybe people on Spotify or somewhere else who aren't even into cars. They randomly came across this.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get them into cars
Yes.
and make them or encourage them into terrible decisions.
Oh, yeah. So as we're starting, what are your personally there's a lot of engine swaps. Do we start to talk about the most popular engine swaps before we talk about, I don't know, preferences and all of that?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people I feel like have this idea, especially with something like an LS swap, where it is just going to be a bolt-in scenario. Okay, people make parts, you're just going to bolt it in and everything's going to work fine. And then there are swaps on the other side, like one of these cars I drove last week, a K24 swapped RX-8, which the owner of this car, Coleman, did custom fab everything. He welded, he was cutting, welding. So there is a spectrum. Would you, are there any engine swaps that you've seen where maybe somebody with no experience could look at and be like, okay, I could potentially do this myself?
Maybe like a factory swap. Like if you're doing BMW M3, what's the name of that motor? The S54
Yep.
swap into
E46.
like a base model. So all the bolt-in things are already there.
Yeah.
Essentially it's just a bolt-in affair. It makes it a lot more approachable. So if you're doing an engine swap from the same platform, so BMW to BMW or Toyota to Toyota or what else to what else? Honda to Honda.
I love that idea, going from just taking a 325i or something and sticking the more powerful version of, what the top tier model came with and just kind of making your own.
Yeah, especially when you're doing it so I love wagons. And
I think we all do.
yes, every car enthusiast has to love wagons. If you don't love wagons, you're not a car enthusiast. That's it. So
I know. I like that. I'm not
yeah,
disagreeing.
but some cool swaps that I've seen is BMW guys would take like the S54 engine, which is one of the engines that came in the BMW M3, but they never made like an M3 wagon in the US. And so to get that M3 wagon, they would do the swap. That's just an example, because I know the new M3 wagons, like for example the or even M5 wagons, like the E60 M5 wagons. Well, was that E61 or E62? I don't know what the number.
No idea.
Anyhow, so they only built a lot of those cars in Europe, but they never built any for the US. So you can still get like a V10 traditionally in the US, a V10 sedan,
Yes.
an M5. But what I've seen is some guys would do a V10 and take that engine and put it into a 5 Series wagon and add the flares and all the amazing things that make it look exactly like an M5, but the wagon version in the US.
And then you wouldn't have, because I'd imagine a lot of those are right-hand drive too, unless they're obviously in a left-hand drive country. It eliminates so much.
Yeah, Germany, because Germany's left-hand drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It would just,
it was just
It'll
bolted.
be left-hand drive.
Yeah. So it eliminates a lot of the will it fit, will it not fit, and all the things you have to cut, because a lot of those cars are just, they're not parts bin cars, but a lot of the things transfer over, like
just
engine
carry
mounts.
over.
I haven't messed with it before, but I'm guessing engine mounts are pretty similar between like a 5 Series versus an M5, or they're probably the same, because if you think about how manufacturers build things, I mean, they might switch things here and there, but things like that, I feel like they would just leave it the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, especially with the V10. I'd imagine the V10 weighs more
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
than some of the like the diesels and the inline sixes. I mean, it's a good point. I think that would be, those are kind of the most fun, especially if you don't do the visual stuff and you just keep it like, oh, this guy's just running around with a 20-year-old 325 or 550i or whatever, and then you've got a V10.
Sick. Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't really much to distinguish, I was going to say, the E60 M5 from the lower tier models to begin with.
No, I think extra flares. No?
I'm not sure. I mean, dual, like the quad exhaust, obviously. That's
Quad exhaust. There's a few
giveaway.
cosmetic
There's a
differences for sure. So I just find that really cool. If they can make it even look like because the and we're using the M5 now, but the M5 wagon, I would buy. I mean, it is legal here, right? In Canada, we're not in Canada, by the way. Sorry, we're not in the US. We are in Canada right now, so we have a 15-year import rule. So unlike the US, that is a 25-year rule. So you can import this car now, but I'm also assuming that prices have probably started to go up on those things because they're desirable.
Yeah.
So,
and it's so funny because the amount of people who are looking to import those super niche cars that we didn't get here, especially the European stuff, is such a small group of people. Like, to me, I don't know, it's tough to imagine that is going to bring the market and the values up, but it has before for specific cars.
Yes.
So it's kind of doing that swap, if you can pull it off, is kind of like a workaround in a way.
Yeah. So you also like the engine or same manufacturer engine body type thing. Yeah.
I've driven a couple of E30s with engine. I've driven an S54 swapped E30, that's amazing because you're taking a factory 330 horsepower engine from an E46 M3 that you don't really need to touch because you're putting in a car that is much lighter. And I'm sure that was not, I know it was not just a bolt-in swap.
So cool.
And it's just, okay, BMW engine in BMW. It's just kind of a more pure.
Yeah, pure, yeah. So the enthusiast would not be, or the purist would not be as upset as, for example, if you took a Porsche, like a 911 SC from and then you put a KA or K swap it.
Yeah.
So that's very different, like a Honda motor in a Porsche or a Honda motor in a Ferrari or whatever. That makes people more mad. But to me too, I kind of love those. It's when you take one thing that it was never meant for, an engine that was meant for something completely different, and put it in a completely, that's my happy place.
Okay, so let's talk about the rotor or the RX-8, the K24 swapped RX-8 for a
Yes.
second, because that is exactly what you're describing. K24 was only ever built and engineered for transverse applications, front wheel or all-wheel drive Hondas, CRVs, Acura TSX, and then basically what you're doing, for those of you who don't know, RX-8, well, it's a rotary to begin with, and then you're putting the K24 longitudinally mounted because it's going to the rear wheels.
Yeah.
The torque.
Is there like an adapter, like a custom adapter that this guy made or bought?
So he did all the custom fab work himself, but then somebody commented yesterday, I saw a comment, and was like, so why did this guy do all the custom fab himself when
A kit exists.
Collins
Collins
makes the kit.
adapter.
I didn't make it up.
Yeah,
but if Collins made a kit, like, this guy's got a good point. Why didn't you? I don't know.
Maybe he didn't, like, maybe he did it
know.
a while ago, or maybe it was too expensive. Because another thing is, car enthusiasts, a lot of times if we're doing those kind of swaps, you might not have the money to pay up front for some, because sometimes those swaps are expensive.
They get expensive.
But what I've also noticed, I feel like my appreciation for the things that already exist has grown a lot more. Because when I was younger, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make the engine mounts, or oh yeah, I'm just gonna make the transmission mounts, or oh yeah, I'm just gonna make the wiring harness myself.
In my free time.
I know, but as I've become busier and I've become older, and a lot of times the things that I would try to make, I'm not a professional fabricator. I'm just learning about all these things. And if you want to learn fabricating or making these things, awesome, more power to you. But a lot of times it's so much faster and better, because I find myself, whenever I'm doing all the custom stuff, like I was doing engine mounts for my Jag when I was doing my LS swap.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? Midway, I was like, why don't I just buy something if it already exists? Like, why am I trying to do this again? And then you talk about, when you think about time, I'm like, I would rather spend this time elsewhere as opposed to making this. You're still doing a lot of work.
Of course you are. And that time could, despite, like, I mean, put aside all the personal life, family life, whatever, it can just be spent having more attention to detail in other parts of the car.
Exactly. So
you
you
get
can
to
choose
do
your
cool
battles.
customs. Exactly.
But so again, some people, like, I've met some amazing fabricators that build every single. I'm like, you guys are insane. That is dedication like no other. And again, some people want to learn. Like, there's what's his name? Like a local guy. Okay, I'll pause. Sorry. You're good. You're good. It's kind of it's kind of loud. The college driving by. Yeah. What's his name? There's a guy, a local guy. His car is Remy the Bee.
Okay.
On Instagram and all, but he is building a trophy truck MGB GT from scratch. LS swap.
Yeah.
Full tube chassis. It's gonna be everything pre-runner. It's going to be so amazing. But he's building everything from scratch.
Yeah.
It's beyond me. I mean, he's using some off-the-shelf trophy truck parts and all of that, but still, essentially, he's building the whole thing by himself. The geometry, he didn't figure, like, he's working on the geometry from scratch. So things like that blow my mind. I figure out the easy way and just use geometry that exists, like
the Corvette stuff.
A Corvette, or if you're doing something off-road.
But and it's that still what you're doing specifically is still totally a weird and custom kind of thing to do. There's not many people doing it. You're still gonna have to do a lot of extra work. But yeah, this owner in particular, Coleman, I think. Well, first off, he works at a shop, so he had the use of a lift after hours for free.
So nice.
So, and he's a mechanic full time, so he just learned how. He was all self-taught, as he told us in the interview. So yeah, for him it was probably, okay, I'm just gonna do all the work myself. He estimated that the work that he put in, if you had just given this project to a shop, would have been $25,000-$30,000 in labor.
So, like, how many hours then? Does that include parts or no?
No, that's not parts.
Just labor.
Yeah. Again, K24,
that makes sense.
That's a cheap engine.
Yeah.
You can buy that for $1,000 or less.
For people that do not know, what is the K24? Where did it come out of?
Acura TSX. Mid 2000s, it makes 200 horsepower, VTEC, 174 pound-feet, NA. The VTEC kick it's not like an S2000 kick, it's not that, but you feel it. It was also they're in everything, CRVs, great engines, and the reason why he did this is because he also turbocharged it. Because they make
the bottom ends, they hold a lot of power.
you can put 400 or 500, no problem.
Are they forged? the parts?
I don't believe so, but the one out of the TSX apparently has stronger rods than some of the other versions. So that's
Pretty cool.
He didn't dyno the car. This one that I drove felt like it was about 300 wheel.
Oh, that's pretty healthy. That sounds good.
It's a great word for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't crazy fast.
Yeah.
But an RX-8 is it came stock with a lot less than 300 wheel.
2 something.
A lot less. Yeah, 220 I think.
Oh, okay.
230.
Yeah, that's not bad. But the car is not even that heavy too.
No, it's
Was this one gutted?
28, 29. No, perfectly fine daily driver, totally stock.
Does he have AC?
Yeah.
Oh, respect.
Wait a second.
If he has AC, that would be awesome.
Oh, I can't remember. I asked him this, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it has AC.
If you ever do a swap,
Yeah.
do you think you're gonna keep AC or no?
Absolutely.
Are you an AC guy? Yeah,
Yes, dude. Maybe not. I was thinking about a drift car, but I probably still would, just because if you're waiting in line, you only have to have your windows down, or windows up or windows down when you're actually drifting. I can't remember. At tracks, it's usually windows down, I believe. Either way, I would probably want to keep AC.
Yep. When I was younger, again, I used to be like, no AC. I just love the sound of the engine. That's all that mattered. Nah. I need AC in all my cars.
If you can do it and it's not a pain, why not?
I would not do no AC anymore. Like AC, it's a must in every car that I own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So luxurious. So what were your thoughts on how the car drove and handled? Because I'm assuming you've driven everything. You've driven a stock or a car with a rotary, right?
Well, I've driven many cars with rotaries.
Okay.
But I'd only driven a stock RX-8 once, and it was not on camera, and it was around the block.
Okay. So how did that feel? Do you remember what it felt like?
Completely forgettable experience.
Yeah. Oh, really? It's very underwhelming.
Rotaries sound awesome. That's probably the most memorable thing about it. And just initially, it felt good. It has quick steering. But again, an NA rotary has 0 torque. Less than 0 torque.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I've never driven a rotary car, so I have no idea.
You've never? Oh, man.
No. I just know they sound so good. Oh.
I have a feeling that if we put you in like a 400 or 500 wheel horsepower,
oh my gosh,
FD RX-7, oh dude,
the sound is just where it's at.
It's
so good.
FDs are some of the best. I'm getting off topic, but FD RX-7 is the best. But yeah, I think it makes sense for this car, especially because the weight balance isn't messed up. You pop the hood on this swap, and the entire engine is behind the front axle. Wow. Which the rotary engine was.
Good. And it's light too.
Super aluminum block, aluminum head.
And it's tiny. It's so small.
It's a small.
Yeah.
And it's 2.4 liters is pretty big for a 4-cylinder. So even if you didn't have the turbo, you still have way more torque than you would have with the rotary. But I would only personally do it if it didn't require all the custom fab.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, you can make the car way more reliable than a factory rotary would be. You have VTEC, you have parts everywhere. It probably will still burn oil, but it solves a lot of the rotary issues,
yes. 100%. And the part that you said you would not do it if it had that much fabrication, and so I'm curious to know what your limit is for would I do it or not. So if a kit existed that they give you everything, the headers you're gonna need, the wiring harness, everything you need, the engine mounts, transmission mounts, drive shaft, would you do it then? So it's
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You just don't want to do the heavy fabrication yourself, like all cutting and welding and stuff.
Yeah, I would not do what Coleman did.
That's interesting.
But I'm
not interested in just being like, oh shoot, I could take this up, learn how to TIG.
Yes, 100%. Do I want to learn these skills? Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I like you. I don't exactly have that amount of time right now. We're doing this. We're shooting videos.
Yeah.
But I have a tolerance for, okay, I will learn to do these certain things. For an example, like he had to, he lowered the steering rack with custom bracket to get it out of the way of like certain parts of the engine. Sure, do that. Certain things like that. You know, if you have to do a custom exhaust, sure, whatever. But that's just me.
Oh, okay. No.
And I think for a lot of people, this would keep them from buying an RX-8 specifically in order to swap it.
Fair. Very fair. True. Yeah.
Just because of the amount of custom stuff. But if whatever company makes a kit,
yeah, I know.
I think it's
kits
worth
would help. Now I would totally buy the kit.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where you are financially. It depends on where you are with life. Time equals money, or time versus money.
Yeah.
How you want to trade that.
Math.
So yeah. So now I would just buy a kit and just do it.
But are you for this? So this swap doesn't annoy you?
No.
Okay.
No swap annoys me.
Really?
No. Like there's no swap that annoys me.
All right.
Every swap I think is amazing. I'm a huge aftermarket guy, so the more swaps the better. So I have not seen any swap that I don't like. I might get proven wrong until session shows me, but I haven't seen any swap that I'm like, dang, this is terrible.
Oh, there are so many.
It annoys you?
Well, no, okay. I only said it the word annoy because there are plenty of people in the comment section of this video who are like, how dare you get rid of the rotary for life. That's,
oh my God.
It's like a whole group.
Okay.
They're a club.
You guys should chill. You haven't seen the amount of work it is to maintain a rotary and to, like, I don't know if there's a rotary tax, but I'm assuming
Not in the RX-8.
No?
You can buy these cars for like $5,000.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's a good candidate.
Yeah, but then it'll blow up, and the next one you buy will blow up. It'll keep blowing. That motor is not reliable. What is it? The Renesis motor?
Yeah, I don't know how you say it.
No, yeah, I don't know. So I don't. Yeah, I heard those motors are not reliable. So why not swap it? Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I'm very curious to know. Do you post the video yet?
Yeah, it's up.
So what did people think? The comments were like, "Oh, a gem. This is a gem. Why are you destroying a car? A classic?"
It's about 50-50. It's about, we did get some comments that were definitely, this made me hate K series even more. Which isn't like, they're not part of the rotary gang. They're part of the everybody's stuffing a K series.
Swapping. So like the LS swap thing too.
Exactly.
If it's an LS swap this, we were like, oh, why is it not? You shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Like every LS swaps are popular because they're reliable. Same thing. K series are popular because they're reliable.
They make good power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're cheap.
Yeah, and I think this is probably, and we've talked about this on the podcast that I was previously on, but it's like exotic engine swaps. Like everyone wants to do like Lamborghini powered tractor. I mean, technically Lamborghini makes tractors, but Lamborghini powered BMW M3
Whatever,
or something wild. But there's a reason why you don't see a lot of those exotic swapped. Ferrari swapped bus.
Lamborghini V10 swapped MX-5 at SEMA.
Oh, yeah, that's not real.
That's not real.
Oh, that was so funny.
He fooled me. He got
So
me.
interesting. I know he fooled a lot of people, and then he took it and ran. I saw that thing was for sale.
Oh,
Did you
no,
see it?
really?
Yeah, he's selling it for like
No.
60 grand or something.
60
I
grand?
think.
Doesn't it have an LQ?
It's an LS, yeah. So LQ, yeah.
Yeah,
so
okay.
6 liter, yeah, I think, yeah. But with turbo, turbos, but still.
Wait, okay, the turbos were real. It was
I
just
don't know if the turbos are real. Okay. I saw a turbo, so maybe. Or supercharged. I don't know why I saw a spinny thing. Anyhow.
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, just briefly, a couple of years ago there was
last year.
Was it last year?
Or 2 years ago at SEMA?
It was 2 years. 2 years ago. It wasn't this.
Okay, it wasn't this
SEMA.
past year. Okay.
Or a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
There was an NA, I believe it was an NA MX-5 that had an engine sticking out of the engine bay with what looked to be a Lamborghini V10, but it was just the valve covers.
Like, that is just
And turbos, big turbos.
that is just so wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
you do you, but still, don't like if it's not a Lamborghini engine, like that would have been sick. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is so sick! It has twin turbo, it's a
Turbo
V10."
LS and a Miata, crazy already.
Yeah, but only a twin turbo LS and a Miata would have been sick. Like I would have been proud of that. But come on, man. So yeah, it's like the people that have you heard of up badging?
I love that. It's so fun.
You like up badging?
No, I'm
Okay.
going. No, let me clarify.
Okay.
I love the ridiculous, if it's really obvious, if it's if it's done in a comedic way.
Okay.
If it's super obvious.
Give me an example.
We've all seen okay. Now you're really putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, like oh, like if for example, it was like the new Honda Accord that looks like an Audi sort of, and then you put an Audi badge there. It's got, or like so I don't know what I think about it, but still, like some of the Corvette guys will put like Ferrari on the side.
Yeah, or if you put like an M340i badge on an E30 or something.
Oh,
no one's done
I see
that.
what you mean. Like just the opposite of I see,
like a newer
yeah.
model that's like or something.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah.
Or put an M3 badge on like a diesel E36 wagon.
Yeah, or a BMW badge on a Toyota Supra.
Yes. Or
that's not really up badging. That's just funny. That's just
an AMG badge on, a BMW or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But no, we've all seen those people in a local city, which I won't call out specifically, but you'll drive around and there will be, AMG badges on S550s and
oof.
Yeah.
Like the funny part about we're going off topic from engine
we are
swaps,
for a second.
but the funny part about up badging is the only people that notice it are car enthusiasts, and they know that it's fake.
We all know instantly.
So why would you put it on your car?
Yes.
It does not make sense.
Yeah, it only appeals to
car
people.
enthusiasts. Yeah, like my wife is not gonna come and be like, "Ooh, an AMG," or "Ooh, it's an M3."
It's an M.
What? Nobody knows that. It's only car enthusiasts that know it's what an M3 or an AMG or whatever is. And so I don't get up badging. Anyhow, this could be another podcast episode. But
Well, back to the
Yes.
because you asked me because you said there are no engine swaps that annoy you.
yes,
There aren't any engine swaps that annoy me.
but
Do whatever you want to do. But for example, a Ferrari 348 or a Ferrari 355 with a K swap. No,
Sick.
no, thank you. No, thank you.
what?
Here's the thing. I understand why you would do that.
My God.
355s are notoriously one of the most unreliable Ferrari models. We all know this. Engine out services, whatever. So that solves that problem.
Sick.
But you're trading all the sound. K-Series, they sound okay.
They sound
With a turbo, they sound great.
yes, not with the fart kind of exhaust.
Yes.
Yes.
They do sound good. Really good sounding engines. But not even in the same league as a Ferrari V8.
I know. I have an idea of the engine swap you're talking about.
Yes.
You're not a fan of that?
No, this is
Of the swap.
I'm
You're not a
of
fan
the engineering,
of
the work
of
that
the
goes
swap.
into it, the final product.
Yeah.
It probably drives amazing. But just I wouldn't be able to mentally sacrifice the sound and the feel of that V8 for a Japanese four-cylinder.
Four-cylinder. I think the part that, the four-cylinder part is definitely like, it's four-cylinder. But it made like, I don't think it makes 1,000 horsepower, but it made like about 1,000 horsepower. I am curious though, because it's a four-cylinder, I'm curious the amount of lag that it's going to have. If it's going to be as fun, because those Ferrari engines were not all naturally aspirated. Like the 355 engines are naturally aspirated, 3.5 liter V8, essentially 355. But yeah, that's how they did it before until the 488. I think then they changed it. So I'm curious to know if there's gonna be lag. 100%.
Right. Is it drivable?
Is it drivable?
Yeah.
Like, do they just increase the compression on that so it's making more power at lower, so the turbo is not working as hard?
That's a good point.
I don't know. I'm curious. So, but I think it sounds so good. But that's so funny. That upsets you.
Well, no,
That upsets you.
It does not
it's
upset
just
me.
like why would you? So you would put like an LS in it instead, or
No, I would just either make way more money so that when my 355 breaks down, I don't feel it and I don't care.
That's
or I
funny.
would just not buy a 355.
yeah, they
And
look
so
so sick.
that is one of my favorite
so
Ferraris by far.
Yes.
So there's one example of trading an 8-cylinder for a 4-cylinder. To me, is just like.
So,
But I get it. I
didn't
get
do
it.
the swap, but again, we're talking about displacement and sound and all the torque. And again, it might have the power with the turbos and all of that, but I don't know about lag. But if I was to do it, I would do probably like LS or something.
Into a 355?
Yeah, just because it has the V8.
Yeah.
You don't have to add. You can add turbos, but without the turbos, it still has enough power. Like if you do an LS3.
No, you would probably. Well, you would make at the very least the same amount of power.
More.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. So. And then you can add turbos, so there's more room to go up as opposed to super stressing a small 4-cylinder to make 1,000 horsepower. So there's that. But
Yeah.
I think the uniqueness was probably why he did it.
Of
The guy
course.
did it. It was just like no one has ever done that before.
Yeah.
I just think it's so cool.
Well, and again, cameras and YouTube and social media bring out ideas that you wouldn't necessarily just build 30 years ago before YouTube existed.
And I don't know what that car cost, but like the engine, but I know it was not cheap because they had to essentially build everything. Everything had to be built.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you're pushing 1,000 horsepower. It's not going to be a stock bottom end.
No, of course not.
Yeah. So
No.
the cost versus performance ratio. I'm curious to know if you would get dollar for dollar. And again, I know, I probably did it for because it's unique, it's different. But
Yeah.
LS swap versus K swap, like 1,000 horsepower
Right.
LS versus 1,000 horsepower K swap.
Yeah.
Which one is cheaper? I'm curious.
Me too.
No, I mean, if you had just stuck basically the setup that this guy had Coleman in the RX-8 into a 355, that's pretty cool just because it's like it's a budget way to do that.
Yes.
And then you pull up in a 355,
Yeah.
game over.
Yes, I know. I don't know what I would. I'm trying to think of any swap that I would not like. Even okay, this is probably also another episode, but what are your thoughts on like EV swaps? So a friend of mine does like EV Porsche, the BC Moto. He does a
Yeah,
bunch of like
cool.
EV Porsches.
Yep. Of course.
And
yeah.
he loves them. Like every time we chat with him, he's always like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome! You should come drive it." I need to go to LA to drive it. I haven't driven it yet,
Let's go.
but I know he's like, "Yo, you should go and drive it." So, but he is saying like initially he used to be the biggest EV hater, and again, this is probably another podcast. I'm like, maybe I'm cannibalizing on this podcast.
No, it's a
topic.
swap though.
But it is a swap.
It's a swap.
So, what are your thoughts on EV swaps?
Ooh, I think generally they're a bad idea as an overarching theme.
Okay.
But only because, I'll give you an example. Air-cooled 911s. I know there are companies out there who are doing that. I don't know specifically what Busy's done so far
Like for what?
for EV
swap?
swaps.
So I'm trying to remember what he uses for a controller, but I know he does it to like the classic Porsches. He only does like
Okay.
classic Porsches, and then he adds his own flair with putting the wide bodies and the what did they call them? Was it not RSR? Oh my gosh, what are the cars that raced the Porsches that raced in the
RSR.
raced in the in like the 70s, 80s. There was a whole heritage of them. 935.
Yeah.
935.
He had one in a
Yes.
box at SEMA.
Yes.
Last SEMA.
So he's done a lot of like 935 conversions and
Yes.
all of that. And so I
Okay.
think that just complements the look. And then it's EV. I'm like, that is just so cool. Like the amount of power and how you can go fast.
Yes.
To me, I love engines and I love sound, but I just love the speed, the instant. Like, do you want to go fast on a racetrack or do you want to?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to have the sound, but for speed, power, putting down the power, instant torque, you can't beat an EV. So
No, I mean, for the feel, and I think a track car application is a totally different conversation, especially if you're talking Laguna Seca with all this. They have incredibly strict noise limits.
regulations. Yeah.
Okay, that's such a good way around that. Not only that, even if you're in traffic, I mean, the stealthiness is there. Here I am in real time selling this to myself.
I know,
right?
yeah.
Actually, they're pretty cool.
They are
No,
sick.
they are. They make sense. We said in a different podcast, I think, I'm not inherently opposed to EVs at all. I think for a daily, they're great. I think there's just, for certain cars, there are ways where you can make it more drivable than it was from the factory. But again, like you're saying, you can't beat the instantaneous torque.
No.
I personally wouldn't do it. I know somebody is swapping. They've probably done it by now. They were attempting to Tesla swap a second generation Toyota MR2. A couple of years ago, I made a video comparing because people put all kinds of engines in there. Somebody in Alberta put a 4.2 liter Audi V8 in one without extending the wheelbase.
Oh, that'll work too.
which is insane.
Oh, interesting.
Which is crazy.
How many does it fit? That car's a tiny car.
He showed it to me in person. This was years and years ago.
Oh, I think I know the transmission that you probably used to, like the because I was thinking of doing an Audi V8 swap into something. Like I want to build a mid-engine car at some point from scratch. and I was thinking of doing the mid end there because a lot of the Audis, sorry, going off topic, a lot of
No,
the
no, it's
Audis,
okay, yeah.
they have the transmission in the back. Like some of the transmissions are transverse, not transverse, are transaxles.
Yes.
So it's the Audi A something something transmission is a transaxle. So that might have been what he used with the engine. Maybe not.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long, I forget. I just know so many custom bits. Obviously.
So cool.
Custom subframe, all that. And it was a challenge for sure.
Oh yeah, I bet. That's a
But
tiny engine.
when he showed it to me, he was running and driving. I went for a ride in it.
Oh my.
It's like, what?
And I love those V8s. They sound pretty good.
That is an engine swap. Having owned multiple with the stock 2-liter turbo engine, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do that.
so
It's
cool.
probably the only one. But back to the Tesla swap. I would not, like MR2, you get the turbo spooling behind your ear. With the V8, you got the V8 like strapped to your back, you know.
We still have the wee, the EV sound. The wee.
Okay. You're really selling it.
Come on. And then-
Okay. I was just gonna say, are there any cars where you would never do an EV swap on? Or you could make a case for anything.
again, it's not good. It's going to be like a good third or fourth car.
That's a good, that's a good way of putting it. I agree. Yes.
I would not do it as my main car just because I would want something that is actually fun. Like I can hear the motor but there's just sometimes that you want, like you want the instant torque or you want the power or you just want to have that stealthy feeling.
Stealthy.
Where you can just hear just the rocks, the sticky tires picking up the rocks and the visceral, the sounds and the feeling if you don't want that engine just vibrating your life out. So if you want that, like the quiet, I feel like it's a good, but not every time. It's like eating Wagyu or Wagyu steak.
Yeah, it's not Wednesday, Thursday night.
You wouldn't eat it every
night.
single day. That is gross. So, but if you were to eat it like once a month or once every few weeks or something, then I'm like, okay, it's kind of nice to have the different variations or different
Flavors.
feelings. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I completely agree with you there. If you have your daily and then your second car is your air-cooled 911, no way would I suggest EV swap. I would never do that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what you're saying is kind of applies. If you have a third or fourth car, do something weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe K-swap your Ferrari then. If you already have like an F12 or a 458 or something,
have at it.
Just go nuts.
That's so funny. Sweet. Okay. And then for engine, like, what is, if you could say, your favorite engine to put into something? Like, what engine would you put into anything?
Ooh, I would have to start with JZ's or RB's. It's just,
The common swap.
well, 1Js are cheap. Any RB that's not a 26.
1Js are cheap? I thought
Cheaper
they
than-
already got the
cheaper than
JZ
2Js.
tax. I mean, yeah.
In context, they're cheaper than 2Js, just like an RB25 is going to be cheaper than a RB26. But any of the just kind of like basic front engine, rear wheel drive platform, that would be a 1J fits in so many applications. Even though they're heavy,
Yes.
iron block,
Yep.
inline 6.
They are pretty heavy.
But for power and sound,
they sound so
I think that's, for me, to do an engine swap, it has to check off. It has to make the car sound better. It has to make more power than the factory car. That's about it. And it absolutely cannot ruin the driving experience.
Yep.
Which I also drove, the reason I said RB, I drove an S15 Sylvia swapped with an RB25, which, of course, those were SR20 pushed way back,
Yep.
aluminum block, RB, big iron block, and there's 2 extra cylinders.
Yeah.
And it didn't completely ruin it, but it's more front heavy than it was. So I think that one was
It wasn't as compliant with like turn in, steering, all that stuff. Or no?
It didn't ruin the car.
Okay.
I didn't exactly. This guy had just finished building this car, and so it was. The cleanest
That's so awesome.
Sylvia I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
So I didn't push it as hard as like I would have liked.
Kind of like be gentle.
We finished driving and he's like, "That's the hardest we've ever pushed the car. I've ever pushed." Oh no, I wasn't even.
Oh my gosh.
We were not even pushing it.
Yeah.
But you could feel the weight for sure.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yes. So RB so if you could pick one, RB or JC.
I love RBs, but just for ease of reliability, maintenance, parts, I feel like there's potentially less of a tax on 1J parts.
Does Toyota still make JZ parts?
I have no idea.
I'm curious to know if they're classic, because some manufacturers they still make old stuff. Like Nissan still makes the CD009 transmission, I think.
Yep.
I've heard you can buy a brand new from them.
Yep.
And so I'm curious to know if that Toyota would be doing that anymore,
Yeah.
just because these cars are becoming they're classics at this point. So I'm curious to know. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't driven enough swaps like JZ or RB, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You've driven a lot more JZ and RB swaps than I have, so I don't really have a favorite. I just think both of them just sound insane.
They sound insane.
I have heard about the temperamentalness of owning an RB engine and all the things that could happen versus the JZ.
Yes.
So that's probably what would push me towards a JZ. But
Yeah.
I think they
Same.
just still sound so sick.
No, well, and it's stock. If you just stick a stock RB, I've put, anecdotal, but I've put 50 or 60,000 kilometers on mine. It's been bulletproof.
Yeah.
The engine itself has been, but we're talking modified stuff. The car came stock with 270 horsepower. You're gonna want more.
Yeah.
You're gonna want a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't we talk about, like, how would you, on the subject of RBs and JZs, we drove an SR20 swapped Datsun 510.
Oh.
That to me is like, obvious swap.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing.
Sounds so good.
Do you think an RB in that car would have ruined it?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
All right.
no, it'll be sick. Like maybe just because I'm just biased because I love the 510s, but in general, the 510s.
Just
I
because
guess
of the weight.
Yeah, it depends also on where you mount the engine, because when you're engine swapping, you can choose to mount the engine as far back as you want. You can make it a mid-engine. Like the shop that I used to work at, they were building a Mercedes 190E, and they put it's a V12 from a Mercedes, and they pushed that thing back. I mean, not super far back, but essentially the engine was in the cabin at that point.
So
like
the firewall, you have to cut the firewall.
Make a new firewall. Yeah. So that you can fix the handle. Like you can just move the engine. Yeah, it is a little bit bigger or longer, but still move the thing back. It is, again, extra work, and I'm just saying move the clear firewall.
It is possible.
It is possible. Yes. So it's not that impossible. But something people have to realize is engine swaps are not that easy. People toss the words around like, engine swap your Miata or engine swap your Skyline, but they can be difficult, especially if we've talked about earlier. You don't have the tools, the experience. You can watch a lot of YouTube videos to do that, but it's always harder if you're doing it yourself, and it's even worse if you're doing it to yourself in a platform that is not popular. Like we talked about, Ferrari swapped minivan.
No one's made that path clear to like, okay, you could do this and this will work with that part. And
so it's overwhelming if you haven't done a swap before. It is overwhelming, and I've never finished a swap. I've started swaps multiple but I've never finished a swap.
Other than your LS, what's another one that you've started?
Yeah, it's all LSs, because I'm like, LS is sick. Start with, and it's like multiple Jag. I put in like 2 Jags, now it's not working, and now I'm putting it in my Datsun, and I'm still not done. And there's so much work that I still have to do. And so swaps are definitely, and there's different ways to do swaps, and you can do it in a janky way, but I would not advise you to do it in a janky way, and that might work for you. But I want to be able to open my engine bay and not be ashamed of doing it. I want to be proud of it.
Yes.
I want it to look good and all that. Again, 10, 15 years ago me would have been like, just slap it in. Wires hanging out from everywhere.
Yeah.
And for one of my swaps, I did. Like I did my LSXJ6 from 1970, whatever. I put the engine in there. It was sketchy. Wiring was everywhere. I was too lazy to make a full exhaust for it, because that's
Did you just dump it to the side or what?
yes.
Yeah, nice.
And so I used the whole saw. I'm like, oh, these fenders look kind of pristine. Why don't I just put holes in them?
Why
So I
not?
just put 2 massive holes, 3.5-inch holes into the side of my Jag, and essentially just ruined that car. And I ended up never finishing it because midway I started working at the shop that I was at before.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is kind of janky. And I realized
Well,
my actions.
once you're around high tier cars that took potentially years to put together, you're like,
You're like, I
There's
don't wanna
a
be
standard that's way up
exactly.
here.
And I don't go to a car show and be scared to my engine bay. And I'm like, nah, you don't need to see my engine bay. It's fine. So I wanted to be nice, and I didn't want my car to catch fire because another thing is there's a lot of engine swaps that are not done right that would catch fire.
Yeah.
And so I don't. What? No, that's a different one. I was thinking of that. Remember that RX-8 Mazda that caught on fire? I don't think it was engine swapped.
I don't
Was it
remember
engine
that.
swapped? Like a few years ago, like it was like a stance car,
I
blue,
don't remember
that
that.
caught on fire.
No. Was this
He was
local?
trying to blame everybody or blame people for setting his car on fire, but it turned out to be him that did some sketchy stuff and the wiring and all that stuff.
Oh gosh.
Anyhow, different topic.
Yeah.
But an engine swap is not easy, and it is just way more work than you think. Even if you have all the parts to do it, it's still gonna be challenging.
Even if you have a kit somebody sells off the shelf.
Oh yeah, it takes more time.
And this is why I asked you about the RB in the Datsun, is because if you just stick that where the SR is, which that swap didn't require cutting a firewall.
No.
It's the same engine layout also that helps as the factory engine.
Yeah. And it's small. There's enough room to work around.
Those appeal a lot more to me.
I can see how that'll be more appealing. Yeah.
It's like the S54 swapped E30.
Yeah.
The firewall was intact. Sure, it stuck out a little bit for no more. It was a little bit more nose heavy, not as much as an RB would. But yeah, that to me is the line.
Yeah.
It's like the firewall.
No, okay.
But if it's your third or fourth car and you're willing to have this car off the road for 2-3 years,
Chop it. Yes. So
then get nuts.
Yeah. I don't mind doing it, but
Yeah.
it's just more work, a lot more work. And there's so many things to think about. Drive shaft is another thing people don't think about. The drive shaft, a lot of times on these swaps, has to be changed, modified or cut shorter and all of that. And you can't just bolt anything. And a lot of people, there's drive shaft shops, but then you have to learn, how do you take measurements for a drive shaft? And you better be right, because if it's not right and you bolt it on and it's even an inch shorter than it's supposed to be, you have to make a new one.
Yeah.
So things like that, you just have to people have to know the amount of time and effort that goes into a swap, and to make it clean, and wiring, and not to be sketchy, and fuel, because people don't realize you're playing with fuel is another thing. Because this almost happened in my swap too. It's all the kinks you work out when you're starting the swap, but I was making AN lines for the fuel system in my Jag, and 1 or 2 of the lines had leaks. I didn't know that they had leaks.
Yeah.
And so I started a thing. I was like, oh yeah, this is sick. And then after a while, I was like, oh shoot. I started seeing, you're looking for all these things, and I had a fire extinguisher there. But I'm like, oh shoot, that's a lot of fuel on the floor. I'm like, turn it off. But again, there's still pressure in the fuel lines, and there's fuel all over the floor. I'm like, thank God that was not close to the exhaust, because that would have caught on fire.
Yes.
And also there was like another fuel thing. I drove it a little bit, and then I could smell fuel in there. And so after I fixed the fuel, so like with something like that, a swap, you're trying to make sure everything is all good. Because you took out the whole system from the car, fuel, everything, and so there's more stuff to work out at the end, I guess, to get it all perfect. Make sure there's no leaks. To make sure your engine is not starved of oil if you're doing dry sump or whatever, or to make sure.
That's true. Yeah. Even if you took an engine that's a powerful engine, put it in a lighter chassis, but it wasn't designed for high G loads.
Yes, the sloshing,
oil pan stuff, oil starvation. Next thing you know, you got a blown engine on your first track day.
And if you're doing even an engine build, people also say, "Oh yeah, just build the engine or put whatever cams and rods and all these things." Yes, there's YouTube videos about how to do a lot of these things on some platforms, but still, it is more challenging than people will realize, or it takes a bigger labor of love, and if anything, if you mess up your LS engine, you're like putting the cam in it, or you forget to add whatever assembly lube, or you forget to add a bolt that's supposed to go in where the timing chain's supposed to go, or like these little things, you could mess up your engine and you can mess up your swap. So yes, it's just sorry. This my rant is over now. We can move on to the next thing. But I'm just saying, like it's not. And also at the shop that I was at before, there was one or two people that brought their cars in, then they were like in the middle of an engine swap, or they bought the car from someone that did an
And
engine
then
swap.
you have to dig in there.
Yeah, and you look at this, and I'm like,
And try to fix
what
it.
in the name of all that is
What are you
holy?
doing? Yeah.
And the guys, like, again, they were teaching me all this stuff. And so they would be like, look at what this guy did here, and look at how this is mounted. And I'm like, yo, this is wild what people do. Fire hazards.
This is why when you ask me, oh, you don't want to learn like how to weld and do all this stuff, I do want to learn. But I also know if I was just doing this in my garage, using YouTube videos as a reference, or even calling people, talking to people I know, it would still be risky.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not even too afraid of that, but it would take so much time and effort, where, like we mentioned before, the swaps, even the quote-unquote easy swaps, taking the non-turbo version of a car and just sticking the turbo engine in there.
That's still a lot of work.
Yes, but you don't. Okay, maybe you change the fuel pump. The fuel lines should be able to stay. Swap over the ECU. Your gauges, they're just gonna work. Should just work. It's a lot more basic.
Yes,
than putting an SR20 in a Datsun 5.
In a brand new platform that no one has messed with, and all of that.
I mean, there's that engine is 40 years newer than that car. So you need a standalone, all that stuff. I mean, to me, that swap makes sense.
The SR20.
Yeah. Because it's balanced.
I love that car.
Modern
Such a
engine.
sick car. The clutch was definitely the the clutch was kind of hard.
Yeah,
to
it was tough.
figure. But once you figure it out, it's easier. But the first, like, getting used to the clutch was kind of hard. But again, that's just the clutch. Like, that's not an engine and it drove. Oh, it was so good. I love that. It's so light. I love 510s. Oh,
Super light. It's very similar to E30s in how the rear end is really light.
Such a good comparison.
You let off, and it's just like, the first time I drove a turbo E30. I believe the engine code's M20.
Oh yes,
2.5 liter.
I love those engines too.
Inline six. I believe it's a 2.5 liter. But yeah, you throw a turbo on it. 300 horsepower, wheel horsepower. Or I think the one I drove was 350 wheel horsepower. In a car like as light as an E30
Feather.
was frightening. I drove it, I think, on a damp day, but still, it's frightening.
Yeah, you almost forget how light cars used to be.
Yes.
Until you drive a light car and you're like, oh my goodness. Off topic. One car that I really want to drive. I've never driven. I've had the opportunity to drive it a few times, but things have not just lined up. A Lotus. Have you driven a Lotus?
Many. No, not many.
I want to drive. I want to know. I mean, I do want to at some point buy like an Evora, but like an Elise, the OG, like the lightest. I want to see what everyone is driving. Everyone's like, oh, the steering is like awesomeness, and the steering is bliss, and that, and you don't need that much power. And this, I want to drive
bliss
something
is
light.
like wrestling the wheel.
I don't know. Like, I've just heard. I'm doing a 4C that's supposed to be like really light, and I love 4Cs. Steering, no power steering, all that. But
there's no comparison.
again, this is off topic. But
There's no
4C.
comparison
Sorry.
with a 4C.
Have you driven a 4C?
Yeah, I've driven a 4C a while ago, and then the
Lotus.
Yeah, I drove an Exige S2. Super rare. This was like the track
Is that
spec.
supercharged? That's the supercharged, isn't it?
No, it's got a Rover engine.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it's a 2.4 ish. This was ridiculous. This was like the track spec version, I guess.
With the
Apparently
roof
pretty
scoop
rare.
and-
Roof scoop, the wing, dude, the whole deal. We never got these here. The Exige S2. That was my first Lotus experience.
Yeah, how
And
was it?
Like brain rattling, spying. I mean, you have a headache at
How
the end
fast
of
can
the
you
day.
take corners? Like, is it actually like
Fast.
good?
Yeah, it felt like a. I mean, I'm having trouble comparing it to anything else, but it's Miata just in the way it's balanced and easy to drive. But I never really felt like I got to the point where the rear end was gonna step out. again, it doesn't have enough torque where you're not going to get power on oversteer.
Yeah.
Unless you like Scandi flick it and
Yeah.
you've got a track. You've got like a closed track, of course. Just fun to drive.
Yes.
And the main thing with those cars are going 50 kilometers an hour feels like you're going 100 kilometers.
I've heard. So yes, I need to start with those. Anyhow, back to topic of engine swaps. Is there? I'm sure there's stuff we haven't covered, but what haven't we covered?
We could, we could talk about the other engine swapped car that we've driven.
Oh, what did you think about the Porsche, the LS swapped Porsche 930? Was that a 930?
No, 993.
993. Sorry,
993.
Yes.
Not only for you guys listening was this LS swapped, 6.2 liter C6 Corvette LS swapped, but it was also built by Nakai-san in Japan, RWB.
Yes, regardless of what people might think about
That is another episode.
another episode for sure.
I mean, the car it's a insane hot rod. It's a crazy car, and I think especially with the wide body.
Yeah.
Even with the 6.2 liter V8,
So good.
if it had the stock wheel and tire specs, that car would be all over the road.
It handled so well.
It handled
Those
well.
extra girth on the wheels and tires definitely helped to save it.
It had enormous amounts of grip.
Mechanical grip.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There are ways, and Will tracks the car too, which is cool, but there are ways I feel like, especially doing RWB, pushing the offsets how they are on those wheels. You could do a custom suspension setup and make it better.
Yes, I'm trying to remember the name of the guys that did one. Their premise of the video was like doing an RWB swap well or something.
The right way.
Yeah, who did that? Was it Elephant Racing?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the name of the guys, but they put a bunch of upgrades to the suspension. And because traditionally, how does it take that amount of offset? Their spacers or no?
A lot. I mean,
Yeah,
I've been
right.
around a
It's
lot
like
of these
30
fails. At
Or
least.
bigger?
Oh, dude, I've seen some with like 50 mil spacers.
Oh my gosh, that messes up the geometry.
Well, you've got
that
50 mil
messes the
spacer,
crap out of the geometry.
and then you've got this much dish on your wheel,
Yeah.
and 335 in the back.
Yeah, it's amazing though that you don't just get camber, like insane amount of camber with those cars because of the amount of pushing that you're doing.
Well, you're saying the geometry is like your wheel and tire way out here. The suspension arms are still over here.
Mhm. So yeah, you're for sure like you're not fully the contact patch with the road.
Oh, yeah.
And the tire is probably not 100%. So
You can. The good thing is though, if you have the money, you have a shop that can do it. You can make those cars handle great.
yeah, that was what I'm
can
saying.
make them
Yeah,
right.
these guys did. I think it might be Elephant Racing, so it might not be, but they have like Elephant Racing suspension. They have what they do or did. I think an RWB car with the right of mods. I think they did custom arms and a bunch of. It was well set up. Will's car drove great though. I
did.
thought it drove awesome.
It did.
Do you think the same?
No, I do think so, and I also think a lot of that comes down to it being a 993 and not like an older car.
How so? This
Steering, the difference in the steering. Also, I think the engine helps.
yes.
Just if you have that amount of contact patch in the back,
Yeah.
but you also have 450 torque at the wheels at 2,500 RPM, you can rotate the car a lot. You can just give it gas.
yes.
And it's not going to oversteer because the grip is ridiculous, but it'll rotate a little bit easier.
Yeah, and that
I
engine
found.
was because the motor in that thing was, I think it's an LS3, right? I think so, from a Camaro, I think, but
Yeah.
it was light, so it was perfect. Like it didn't. I'm curious to know that versus the Porsche block, which one was heavier. I'm assuming the LS is probably lighter because aluminum, everything. So the weight distribution, I think it handled. I was not expecting it to handle that well, honestly.
No.
And I have my doubts again, being that I don't know what he did to the suspension, if it's all stock or not. But
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, because of the amount of dish that wheel had, I was on the spacers. I was like, ooh, this is not going to handle great. But I was surprised. So
It was good. It doesn't do what like a factory 911 would do,
No.
which is like lift off and then
yeah, no, you can't do that.
you get oversteer in a different way, obviously, with a rear engine car.
Especially with the size of the tires too. They
Yes.
were thick. So
And it aired on the side of understeer, which is okay. It's to be expected.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
especially with the wheel and tire swap. That's one that doesn't annoy me.
I was going to say, would you do it?
No, yeah, I would do an LS swap 911. It depends on the 911 though. If you the audio cut out for a second, but we're gonna wrap up soon anyways.
Yes.
We were briefly talking about this Viper swap Datsun at SEMA we saw a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Brad builds.
Such a cool car. Yeah. Brad builds it. He got it for an amazing deal. And I would do a Datsun powered or a Viper powered Datsun any day. Or that's one engine. We're talking about V10s.
Yeah.
V10s are one big swap that I think are not very popular. But I would do a V10 swap into anything that I could because there's not a lot. There's a Lamborghini V10. What else? Dodge Viper V10.
That is
BMW V10.
Oh yeah, diesel. You could get the
I forgot about that. TDI. Yeah. And the regular, and also the S.
The Ford Triton V10 in the
Ford
excursions. Your reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. But somebody did a cool thing with that one though. Did you see that they put that V10? I mean, they did a bunch of work to it, but put it in like a Lincoln. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
It was at SEMA.
Oh,
last
really?
year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy he took it out of the whatever Ford Excursion,
and they came in a couple trucks.
reworked or did the heads. It sounds so good. Or did
Really?
a bunch of work. Oh yeah, did a bunch of work to it. I don't remember the name of the channel, but if I remember it, I'll send it to you. But yes, Dodge powered V10 or Dodge powered Datsun 240Z.
Yep.
The Viper V10 engine is long, but I think compared to the 240Z's engine, the L24, it's a it's a straight 6. So it's pretty long too. So
You've got the long hood.
Exactly.
And you think about the shape, the Viper is like long hood. You're sat way back in the chassis.
Almost the same recipe.
It's kind of it's just a lot. You're putting a big engine in a small car. Going back to the E30 stuff, the Datsun with the SR20, stick a big or more powerful engine in a lighter car than it came out of. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yes. And anything else?
I was gonna bring up before we wrap up here, because we've talked about in the past, Bentley Continental GTs are incredibly cheap now. They're like 25 grand, 30,000 for a W12 twin turbo.
Yo, I saw one of those Bentleys in Japan for 18 grand Canadian. I don't know what it would cost you to import it, but there's a part of me that's like,
18,000 for those in the States. That's maybe 15,000 USD.
that's free.
That's so insane. But the most notorious thing about those cars, aside from how just awesome they are, in my opinion, is that they're incredibly unreliable. It's gonna. That's why they're so cheap. Maybe they're not unreliable, but when they do break down,
The prices.
The parts are going to be insane.
It's because people don't realize that you pay, even though it's a Bentley or a Lamborghini or even though the car is of 15,000 now, the car still costs like over 100 or 150 new.
No, yeah.
So you're still paying the price for those parts, even though half of them are Volkswagen parts.
If you can go on a hunt and find the Volkswagen parts, if they work, then yeah, more power. I know Tyler Hoover from Hoovy's Garage, he's been trying to figure out what VW parts work with his Conti GT.
Really? Okay.
Some of them do, some of them don't. But I was just thinking about engine swaps for that car specifically so that you could still own that car.
Yeah.
But without the headaches. And I think Viper V10 fits that. I think that would be pretty cool.
I was thinking of swapping that engine into something else. W12.
Terrible idea.
Sick idea. That would be awesome. Can you imagine the W12 swapped Datsun?
That would be crazy. I don't think... Yeah, but they don't... I mean, they sound good. I don't think they sound amazing. It's not like... I mean, neither do Viper V10s, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Viper V10s just sound like truck engines, but they still sound so sick.
They're unique.
They're like, it's a lot of air that's being moved. It just sounds powerful.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah,
So you're saying if you could swap something into the
Conti GT. So you still got the road presence. You could take it on a road trip. It's going to be incredibly comfortable. But
LS.
Yeah, LS. Yeah. I was just thinking about...
That's my answer to everything. LS swapped the world.
Yeah, I mean, LS swapped Bentley Continental GT drift car.
That exists.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is just one guy though. It's like a
Okay.
Sultan that
Okay.
Larry Chen is featured. He does that. Like
Okay.
he has all his cars are LS swapped. His
Amazing.
Bentley, his McLaren is LS swapped too. Yeah.
Like a 12C,
I don't remember.
650S.
It might have originally been a 12C, but maybe they might have done like a front end swap or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
It looks so sick. And
Yeah.
I think it maybe caught on fire before or something. I
Mm.
don't know. But all his exotic stuff is all LS swapped, which is so awesome. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. LS swapped the world.
If I think of something for the Conti GT, I'm trying to justify buying that car.
Oh, that's funny.
Not realistically, but oh man.
Like,
I
what
would've
what would you
loved
lose though? Like, apart from maintenance and things going wrong.
Yeah, so much.
But like, I really want to buy a cheap, depreciated luxury car.
So we can end on this if we want. I'm driving tonight, actually. I'm filming a video. Actually, this is funny. He says
Spencer.
yes. we're filming and I'll be driving his G55
Yep.
AMG 2005
That's so funny.
M113K
Oh, I love that
supercharged
motor.
V8
Yep.
in a G-Wagon.
Yeah, that is. I love that thing. I haven't ridden in it yet, but I've seen it a few times, and it looks so sick and sounds amazing. So yeah, that's so funny that he messaged because we're supposed to meet up for dinner.
Oh,
Like
okay.
next week.
I didn't know
So-
like how close you guys were.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're cool. We worked together for like 3 years
Okay.
at the same shop that we were all at together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're meeting up for dinner like next week. So we was like, yo, Marcus just hit me up. I was like, sick.
It was
That's
so random.
awesome.
I saw he was selling it, and I just shot him a message because
Yeah.
it's highly modified.
Yes.
It's got
Oh
a
yeah.
bunch of stuff done to it,
Yeah.
and it's just so funny to me that the same like 470 horsepower supercharged V8 that's in the E55 that's already ridiculous. They stuffed it into the
To the G-Wagon. Yeah. I love G-Wagons.
So,
and
yeah.
they're good value too for what you can get, and they don't depreciate. It's why I love G-Wagons.
That's the thing.
They
You would
don't
think it would be like a
depreciate.
depreciated.
It's just flat.
No.
Nothing.
No, this car, I was surprised. They're still worth 40, 50 grand.
Yeah, you can buy it and
Easy.
sell it the same price or more than you got for it. So
Yeah.
a G-Wagon, if you don't want depreciation, that's the way to go.
Insane.
So yes, I love that car. But anyhow,
Yeah, and we can. There was a car I wanted to bring up, but we can bring it up a different day.
Oh, okay.
When we talk about engine swaps, it was a CLK 55 only came with the naturally aspirated M113.
yes, not the K.
But my friend Brooks put the K motor in it, which is like an easy engine swap,
Oh,
and you know that the chassis can handle it.
Oh yeah,
But
Dang, that's sick.
maybe,
Okay.
maybe we can have Brooks on the
Was it the same guy that
podcast.
manual swapped?
the C63.
So cool.
Yes.
So cool.
Well, he's down in Seattle, but we'll have him on the podcast. One way
Go to him.
we can do a traveling
You can
podcast.
take all this stuff. Yeah.
Brooks, look out. We're coming for you.
Awesome.
All right.
That it?
Yeah, that's about it.
Sweet. Thank you all so much for watching, for listening. If you liked this video or this audio or this podcast, I'm trying to think of what camera to look at right now. But if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, follow us on our channels, check out Marcos's videos.
And Elvis's videos,
Yes.
Golden Drive,
Even though I haven't uploaded in like a year, it's fine.
motivation.
I'll upload one day. Don't worry.
Thanks, guys, for listening. And if you haven't already, whatever platform you're listening to this on, Apple, Spotify, if you give us a rating, I think that'll help us out.
Yes, please.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you next
And if
time.
you have any engine swaps that you would do, let us know what weird engine swaps that you would do and why.
Give us terrible ideas. Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
thing. All right. See you next week.
Bye.